Hey, what's going on, guys? So today I'm going to show you a little tool haul I went on. I went to a secondhand store locally, and I found kind of a jackpot here. They have big piles of sockets, wrenches, pliers, screwdrivers, all kinds of stuff that I've never really been there before, but I'm definitely going to be going back. This stuff was really cheap, and I think I got pretty much a steal here. So first thing I saw when I went in there, I was looking for like wrenches because in my wrench drawer here, my main wrenches, I have all the sizes I want in metric, and my mixed assortment of brands in standard goes from a quarter to 15/16. I'm missing an inch, the one, and I didn't want to buy a brand new one. I was thinking about getting another Stanley like up here, and you can't buy just one wrench at Harbor Freight because it would be really cheap, but they don't sell just one wrench. And Craftsman would be my next choice, but they're not USA made. But that wasn't really my main concern, USA made, because I ended up getting just a random wrench in a big bin. It's a KR Tool 1-inch wrench. It's made in China, but it actually has a very nice finish to it. Seems a lot better than Harbor Freight stuff. I've never heard of KR Tool before, but the only reason I got this over a nicer one, there was a couple Craftsman USA ones, but the thing is they were very, very in bad condition. They were rusted. There was hundreds of wrenches in there. I don't know how many 1-inch wrenches there were. They weren't organized at all, so it's hard to tell. But this is the one that was in the nicest shape. It has pretty much no rust. Looks like it's barely been used. Like it was just in a box inside, and no one ever used it. That's really why I got it. It seems pretty heavy duty. It's thin. It is kind of short, so compared to the Stanley 15/16, it actually is shorter, even though it's a size bigger. That's okay. It doesn't really bother me that much, so I'm not worried about that. Sorry about the focus. But for me, this wrench will work just fine. I'm not a mechanic. I don't really care about the brand that much on the wrench wise, especially this big of a size. I've never used a 1-inch. I've never had a 1-inch bolt before, but it's just nice to know I have all the wrenches now. At least one full set of something. Next thing, I was looking at the pliers and stuff. They have all kinds of old pliers. I probably could have got more. Next time I go there, I'm definitely going to grab some more because there was some specialty like fencing pliers and, like dikes and stuff that I could have sharpened up. And all their pliers are $1, like at least the cheap ones that are beat up. So I got some Gardner Bender, which is the Ace brand, I believe. I've seen them before. Some wire strippers. I have a lot of these, but these are like kind of like burnt on the end, but they're still really sharp. And I tested them, and they still cut wire perfectly fine. So good one to just have around. I don't know, throw it in my work bag or throw it in the back of the truck, toolbox, something like that. They're better than the Harbor Freight. No, they're not better than these Harbor Freight. They're better than like these, for example, for sure. The dollar store crap, They actually have a really nice grip on them, though. They're really loose, so try to tighten them up, and it just makes it too tight. So, but for $1, you really can't beat that. So that's kind of why I got those. Again, dollar, a little level. I believe they're called torpedo levels. Has a big magnet at the bottom. I could use these all the time. Work, just, I don't know how accurate it is. It's unbranded, at least that I see, but I know you can. Those are like $5-10. You have to buy them new, so why not get a used one for $1? The next thing is really where the good stuff started to happen. So they have big boxes of sockets, like I'm talking big as the workbench, just sockets, all kinds of brands. Actually, I've been there once before, and I've only been there a couple, like, little small time, and that's where I got this snap-on socket. I kind of just went in there, and I was like, hey, maybe they have snap-on, and they did. I just looked in there, and I was like, whoa, snap-on. So, I'm not going to try to pull it out. It's too hard to get out of that thing. But I was looking at sockets, but I didn't have that much time in there, and I didn't have time to look specific brands and sizes and stuff, because in the top here, I'm missing some sizes. So if I have more time, I'm going to go in there. They have a lot of Blackhawk branded stuff, which I believe is like a Snap-on related good brand. It's USA made. I'm not sure if they make them anymore, but I've heard about it before. But I was digging through the wrench and the sockets, and I found these ratchets. And I've never owned an SK tool before, but I know SK is a pretty good brand. Uh, I know they're similar to like Proto and Williams, Armstrong. They're professional grade stuff, but I have heard about this ratchet before, the 45-170, because if I believe so, this is like this style of ratchet is what like the 45-170 is this style of ratchet. Every other company that makes one like this is just copying from SK. Could be wrong about that, but I have seen things about that. Obviously USA made. The reason I got it is it was $3, and I looked online and these things go for like 20-30 bucks on eBay. This thing is in like perfect condition, working condition. I mean, it doesn't look the prettiest. Has some like green grass or stains on it or something, but the knurling on this is amazing. I believe it's from the early 70s. Same as this next one I'll show you in a minute, but the teeth in it, it's probably like 40-50 teeth, but none of them are skipping or anything. It has some rust on the side or scrapes, you know, from the side, but the ball, the detent, it's a little loose, so the socket doesn't stay on there all the way, but that's nothing to complain about. And eventually I will clean it out. I'll open this up with the snap ring pliers, whatever they're called. But yeah, for $3, I think I got a steal there. And the second thing I grabbed, or just put my hand in there and grab something out, was this 1/2-inch drive Right ratchet. And I have heard of Right before. They're an older brand, like they make specific professional tools. They're kind of like a Snap-on quality Armstrong, Williams, Proto, SK. You know, when I think of USA tools, that's what I think of, those brands. Right makes like a small amount of tools, but this one right here, the 4400 is what I got. Has a really nice grip on it. This thing feels like it's brand new, no joke. If I feel like I could buy this in a store right now. It's in that good of condition. Like, it has some little rust spots on it, but other than that, for being from 1974, what the date code says, this thing is immaculate. Like, it spins very nicely. It's quiet, which is different, but for a 1/2-inch drive ratchet, so compared to my Husky, this thing's a little louder, even though it's newer, you know. I love this ratchet, though. I mean, I don't use 1/2-inch drive that much, but this thing was labeled at $11, and I was willing to buy it for that. But the guy working there said, hey, you can have it for $3. So I wish I would have got more ratchets, to be honest. I'll definitely be going back, because a lot of their tools in there are Craftsman, like almost all of them. Just people printing old Craftsman USA stuff. And they have plenty of Craftsman ratchets. I mean, not the biggest fan of my dad's Craftsman USA ratchets, but just to have around, throw it in the truck, you know, for $3 or even less, I don't see why you couldn't do that. So, if you guys know anything about these specific ratchets, please let me know if you guys own one or someone in your family had one. I know, obviously, these lasted, so I know other people have had these ratchets before. But the last thing is not from the secondhand store. My uncle gave me this when I was visiting him recently. It is a, oh boy, what is the brand here? It's going to be really hard to zoom in here. It's USA made. A Goodell Pratt. It is an impact driver, so it's from 1915, it says on it. It's really hard for me to zoom in on this. The lighting's weird in the garage, sorry. But I'm not 100% sure how to use it, but you push in on this, and it starts drilling or screwing whatever's in the chuck. I'm not sure if you call it a chuck in this, but it's way before power tools were ever invented, I believe. So it's better than a screwdriver, you know, for drilling. But it's just really cool. He gave me this. He collects tools just as I do, but his collection's a little bigger than mine, as you can imagine. He found this at a secondhand store or something, but it's obviously not in the greatest shape for being like pretty much 102 years old. So I'm not going to really use it. Just kind of there to remind me, you know, it's kind of cool how they used to do things before power tools were around, you know. So I believe that's it. I did get another pair of pliers. They're just a cheap linesman, small pair of linesman's pliers, smaller than this. But I put those upstairs because I just wanted another combination pliers up there. They're nothing special, no name, but yeah, that's about it, guys. If you liked the video, make sure to give it a like, and if you want to see more, make sure to subscribe. Thanks for watching.